You know, to me that's a misnomer because I don't like the word. Well, jazz to me is like very it cheapens the music because jazz really came when they named it that music. It really came from the bordellos at that time, like in the 1900s. Mm-hmm. And I'd rather call it American classical music. And when the Latin part, you put the Latin part on it, I know what they mean. They mean people who might speak Spanish, but it's not Latin. Latin is almost a dead language that only like certain religious orders use today. So I don't like those terms because they're not accurate. But I understand and I have to tolerate when they say Latin jazz. I know what it means. It means a mixture of Caribbean and American music.
Afro-Cuban rhythms, which are combined with, you know, the harmony that we hear in jazz, as far as, yeah, I guess you say Western harmony. You know, the great songwriters. I mean, from Wayne Shorter to like Tin Pan Alley kind of guys. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, it's just the rhythmic foundation from Cuba with the you know, the song-writing tradition from America. You know, you could say Tin Pan Alley from New York on up to Wayne Shorter, Joe Henderson, you know, Woody Shaw, Wayne Shorter. I mean,
right.
would you say that's kind
Sure,
of...
that's, I almost said the same thing before when you went out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All of us have grown. That band started in like 1980, 81. So all of us have gotten older and mature. So I think it's a very important band because we took it to another level from what it was before 1980.
You know, so not only have I been able to, you know, get the musical benefits, but also, you know, as far as the friendship, I've, you know, learned stuff, you know, outside of music per se, like just about life in general. And,
that's a good point.
Yeah, you know, so the music business and outside of music also. So I've learned a lot from this. And I think that's, you know, anyone that's really, you know, trying to get into music, they should, you know, seek out people and don't always go for the musical questions. Maybe, you know, go for the life lessons. I think that's important. back to Wayne Shorter, I would say he's, you know, one of the greatest jazz composers. Unfortunately, he's still among us, so if you ever have a chance to go see him play live, go check him out, because he's still here, he's living, great composer, great musician, and you know, I would recommend going to hear him play. And he should be on, you know, Late Night with Jay Leno, or, you know, instead of like, nothing against some of these pop people, but I think, you know, Wayne is a national treasure, in my opinion.
I don't have any, really. And I don't like to listen to myself. After I make a record, I might listen to it once and see how it came out, and then I put it on the reject pile. I never listen back.
In a small group, I think you're more open for like improvisation. Sometimes when you play with larger bands, you have to be more concerned with the arrangements and stuff like that. So that band was, you know, fun in the sense that, you know, with the smaller group, you could just kind of, you know, the structures were a little more open, and we could like improvise more. And I still play with those guys in different settings, but you know, a lot of times the hipper the music, the harder it is to get the gigs. So we weren't able to work
that. Well, I hope it gets better, but from what I'm seeing, like from the advent of the Fort Apache band, I haven't seen something to surpass it, really. And that's a shame, because that was 1980, and we're in the year 2010. That's a long time. And I haven't seen anything that I think, not because I was in that band, or am in that band, that has gotten better. You know? For anything, it's gotten worse.
You know, eventually I'd kind of get my own stamp within that music, you know. But it's hard. I mean, there's, you know, you can look at John Coltrane, Miles, you have guys that they only come around once every 100 years, you know, so if you could be, you know, within that you'd be fortunate, you know, to be like on that kind of level as far as, I just want to play good music. I don't look at myself as an innovator. You know?